Hi guys, welcome back. Last week, Google introduced new versions of their Gemma 4 model families. The main reason for these new versions are to improve the performance of the model running locally within a machine by reducing the memory footprint that they consume while running these models, and also to increase the entire inferencing speed. That was their major focus of these new versions of their model. And in this particular video, I'm going to be comparing these models with the QWEN model that we have got. So essentially, if you can see over here, I have got a lot of different models. So this is the new model that Google has introduced, the Gemma 4 12 billion parameter model. And they have also got this new QAT formats compression of the model, or the Quantization-Aware Technique model. So I'm going to be comparing this Gemma 4 26 billion A4B with the QAT 8-bit over here versus the QWEN 3.6 35 billion A3B with the quantization 6 over here, 6-bit quantization MTP model over here. So you can see that they are pretty close in terms of the architecture, which is MOE in both the cases, and the sizes are a bit different, but still you can see that the activation parameters are pretty much close to each other. So that's the reason why I'm going to take these two models to do the real world comparison. But before I actually do that, let's first talk about what exactly is the Gemma 4 12 billion parameter model that they are very much proud of. Well, this Gemma 4 12 billion parameter model is a unified encoder-free multi-model, meaning there is no more encoder for the vision as well as for the audio. Now they have fully unified this, pretty much like how the text generation happens. You can stream both the text as well as the image, which is the vision, as well as the audio, all in the same dimension space or latent space, and it just works pretty much like how the text was working all this time. That is the reason why this unified architecture was so much famous, and the community are really reacting about this particular model. This is amazing. And also, Google claims that this Gemma 4 12 billion parameter model, which is a dense model, is so powerful that it is going to be close to the 26 billion A4E or the MOE model that they have got, consuming 50% is less of the memory. That's what they really climb out this Gemma 4 12 billion parameter model. So this runs typically on any of the laptop, which has got just 16 GB of the virtual memory, which as you can see over here. And this is looking pretty promising as far as in the paper that they are talking about. And the next version of the Gemma 4 model family that they have introduced last week was the Gemma 4 with the QAT, which I was talking about. The QAT stands for the Quantization-Aware Technique, which is this one, as you can see over here. And they have got this particular model essentially to save the VRAM and storage while it runs and loads this particular model within your local machine. So this model is going to be more famous if you're going to be doing a lot of inferencing with a larger code base, and the compression technique is going to be really shining while it is going to be doing the actual inferencing for you. So I'm going to take these two, the Gemma 4 26 billion A4B QAT 8-bit and the QWEN 3.6 35 billion F3B. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to go to the settings over here, and I'm going to be first loading the Gemma 4 26B A4B QAT model. So I'm just going to load it over here, and you see that the memory, the model is going to be loaded. And while this is loading over here, I'm going to go to the model. I'm going to copy this model name, and I'm going to be using this model directly with my coding agent, which is nothing but Visual Studio Code this time. So I'm going to use Visual Studio Code over here, and I'm going to go and change the model right now. So if I'm going to go to the other models, it's going to open the language model window over here in Visual Studio Code, where you can go and configure the model of your choice over here itself. See that this is OMLX, which I'm running the models over here, and I'm going to be changing the model to the Gemma 4 26 billion parameter model, and I'm going to leave the rest of things as it is. And you see that this time I'm actually going to do a real world comparison. I don't want to take something which is completely like creating a Mario game, or maybe if I want to show you something which is pretty much like generating a website or something like that, but I want to get me actual test case for a large language model with the DeepEval library, which I used to teach in my Udemy courses. And I have got an entire Udemy course just talking about that, which is going to be this one, as you can see over here, where I'm actually teaching people like how you can do an end-to-end testing of chatbots, AI agents, RAGs, and MCP servers with the DeepEval. And you can see that in this particular course, I've also taught how you can test the chatbots as well as RAG system with chatbots and also the MCP servers, as you can see over here. I want to add more tests for the RAG systems over here because I have just added only few tests over here. I have to still add the multi-conversational test of the RAG, and I wanted this to be done using my local large language model. You know that these days all the cloud models are getting so much costlier and you're burning out the tokens quite easily. This is second time that I have burned my entire token, and now in the second time I'm already in my how much is that? 49% I have already used over here. That's the reason why I'm really not using any of the cloud model these times, but I'm using just the local large language models over here. So what I have told right now is that I want you to write me a multi-turn conversational test case for the RAG systems. Make sure it to read the RAG implementation in the application, and make sure to understand the implementation of the multi-turn conversation of RAGs in DeepEval before writing the code. Create a PyTest Python file and write the test for these matrices that you have got. And if I'm going to quickly show you what I'm really talking about over here, so if I'm going to go to the deepeval.com website, and if I'm going to go to the documents over here, you can see that we have got different types of matrices. One of them is a RAG over here, and you can see that there is also a multi-turn conversation happens. And I wanted to do a multi-turn conversation of the RAG systems. I will see if this is going to really happen. So for this, they need to write a test for the conversational test cases, as you can see over here. I don't want to get in the technicals of the DeepEval itself, but I wanted to see if this is really going to be achievable or not by this particular model, just running entirely on my local machine. So I have asked it to do a lot of things to read the implementation of my RAG in my backend somewhere sitting over here. And I also asked the coding agent to go and understand the implementation in the DeepEval library. So it has to go and do that one as well. And then it needs to write the test for all of these matrices, right? So I'm going to go and choose the model right now, which is going to be the Gemma 4.826b with the QAT on with 8 bits. And now I'm going to be running it over here, which you can actually see in the OMLX and on the dashboard over here. You see that now the model has just started to run. You see that how many tokens are going to be used. So all of these are going to be coming up for us over here. And because the QAT uses a lot of compression during the training part, so ideally it should actually generate a good number of tokens, as well as it should have a pretty good results by using less memory based on their paper. So if I'm going to show you my activity monitor over here, you see that it's only consuming 68 gig of the total memory for running a 27 billion parameter model. 26 billion parameter model, but this is MOE, so not all the billion parameters are going to be activated. Only 4 billion parameters are going to be activated at any given point of time, and it is running for us over here. So let's just wait and see if it is going to generate the test for us. All right, you can see that the code has been written over here for us after a lot of thinking there, and also say that the test simulates the realistic user journey for turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3 and turn 4. And if I'm going to go and see the test written over here, you can see that this is the test that the model has came up with over here. So this is a conversational test case, which is amazing. That's what I was expecting for. So it has written that for me over here. And it has written in the PyTest format, which is great. And now it's going to be passing it to the RAG system for all the different matrices. And it has did some enumeration, and that's it. I think this test, to be honest, is not quite right, because you need to do the evaluation of these matrices. So this code is completely wrong if you ask me, because all these matrices, as you can see over here, is just initialized, but they have never been used. And also you need to be passing a large language model as a judge for the input for these matrices. If not, this code is not going to work either. So long story short, this code is completely wrong if you ask me. So this particular model has unfortunately did any good job. And I have tried even before recording this particular video many times with this Gemma 4 QAT model. I'd never seen this actually working as expected. That's my honest take. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my machine is not performing well. Maybe if it's running on the cloud, it will do things pretty amazing. Or maybe this particular model is not even designed for coding, but I would assume that Gemma 4 models are good in coding, but I don't really see that this particular model is really doing anything pretty close to that particular coding part. So this is completely wrong for me, if you ask me. And now what I'm going to do it is I'm going to be running the exact same prompt with the QWEN 3.6 model, and we'll see how that works. So for doing that, I'm going to go and choose the other models over here. For the OMLX, I'm going to go and change in the open language model specification, which is going to be the QWEN 3.6 35 billion A3B, this model. I'm going to save this particular settings over here, and I'm going to go and copy this entire prompt. I'm going to create a new chat. I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to remove this particular code. This is completely wrong. So let me remove this. You already seen this particular code, how bad it was, and I'm going to be running it. So let's see how many tokens it's going to be spending. So last time that particular model was taking 53 tokens per second, but now we're going to be running the Gemma, QWEN 3.6 model. We'll see how much it takes. All right, now you can see that the QWEN 3.6 has already created the test for us for all the different matrices that you can see over here. And it also asking me, would you like to run me this test now, which is amazing. But before that, I would like to see what is this particular file looking like. And it has written the test for me for build the retrieval context. So it has first building a retrieval context for me because it needs to retrieve from the vector data store. So that is really happening over here. And then it is creating a run multi-turn code over here with all the different kinds of context, as you can see. So it's incorporating that to the chat over here because that is also important before I get the particular data. And then it is returning the result as an assistance, as you can see. And finally, it is also creating a fixture for the session ID over here. I thought this session ID fixture is something already there in our code. I don't know why it has recreated it over here, which is not quite right. But then it is starting to write the test for me by building by doing a product discovery turn over here. And there is this bundle building turn. And we also have got the cart management, kitchen discovery turn, and sports comparison. Oh my God, it has did quite a very good job over here, which has did everything what we were expecting. And now it's also passing the session ID, which is all great. I'm still expecting it to pass the model. You can see that it has passed the model over here. So this was something which was missing, as you remember. There was nothing in the code. Now it has created a model which is also passing the judge over here. And this is the judge I was talking about, that this judge will automatically come from the conftest.py for us. So it is also including that for me over here, which is perfect. And you see how amazingly it has written the entire code by neatly designing the code for me over here. Even though this code may not work if I'm going to be executing this, if I'm going to ask this guy to go and fix it, it will do it for me because I've tried that even before as well. So it did that. But you can see how amazingly the QWEN 3.6 model has written the code versus the Gemma 4 26 billion parameter model was doing it for us over here, as you can see. So the total number of token was still pretty much exactly the same, 54 tokens per second versus 53 tokens per second. I'm not against that, but I can see that the quality of code which is generated by the QWEN 3.6 is way ahead than compared to the Gemma 4 family of models. I'm sorry to say that I've even tried the Gemma 4 12 billion parameter model. The actual quality was not quite amazing. It's because it's not a coding model as such. But even though the Gemma 4 12 billion model is a dense model, I see the inferencing speed was quite amazing. So that's the only upside of this 12 billion parameter model. But when it comes to coding, I always see that the QWEN models are outshining, and I'm not sure how the QWEN 3.7 model is going to destroy if the open weights are going to be released quite sooner. The moment it is going to come out, I'm quite excited to see how the QWEN 3.7 model is going to perform than compared to the Gemma model. Just let me know your thoughts about what is your experience on running the Gemma 4 model with either the QAT model or the Gemma 4 12 billion parameter model. Just let me know what is your thought about and takes about all of these models that you have tried in your local machine, and which one do you think is better. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you in the next one.